Hi, and welcome back to another episode of the King of Smut 95 Plays Langrisser. And today I managed to hit the second anniversary mark and got the feat rising at 700 days. So I figured, okay, why not sort of not only do I go over what my account is right now, but why not, hey, like do a retrospective of that. So I'm gonna do both those type of things, in the next little bit short while. Sort of my history of that. So in this episode, I want to go over all the things that I've done up to date and just show you all the characters and that kind of stuff playing on this thing after hitting the second year mark. Again, you got to keep in mind that I did not use any money or anything to summon the characters and that kind of stuff. I'm still playing entirely in the free to play to get all the SSRs, that kind of stuff. I'm not. And as I said, in terms of the mainline SSRs, I'm doing pretty good. So let me show you what I got, and then you can see that. And then in the next episode, I'm going to go over what I've actually done and the stories behind actually how I got to this situation. Right. So, without delay, let's begin. Okay, so first of all, I'll start just by going down the my missions here and just going through the feats and that kind of stuff just to see where I am in the story. So you can see that I have not completed any of the level 70 temples, and I've still got 2 of the level 65 eternal temples to do out of the 4, right? So I've only actually got completed only 2 of the level 65 temples, and none of the level 70 ones. Okay. Likewise with the Anikis, I've not done any of the level 70s. I'm only at level 65 for those. Okay, so I'll start with the characters first of all. So basically all my characters are been leveled up to level 70. And I'm right now going through and increasing all the stars and that kind of stuff for all the various different characters, right? Okay, so as you can see, currently I have Layden, Leon, Rachel, Elwyn, non-SP, Landius, Jugler, and Listel. Those are all my characters that are currently over 7,000 CP. Everyone's 6 stars as well. Okay, and you'll also notice that all these characters have also been awakened. Even though I haven't completed any level 70 to get the Stardust, and I've not completed any of the time rifts past 12 to get the other components, but I've still managed to get them through events and through trading to awaken them all. And let's see, the Layden, Leon, Rachel, Landius, and Jugler have all got their 3 Cs as well. Okay, so on my next page here, I have the Sherry, Luna, Altmuller, Sumire, Schaffinal, and Leonhardt. They are all sitting at 6 stars as well. Sigma, Bozel, Bernhardt, Astriel, Liana, and Ren. Those ones I still have to work on. I've awakened both the Sherry, Luna, Sumire, Schaffinal, and Lana, just to get all the AoEs and that kind of stuff going, and of course Sherry, Luna, and Sumire and Schaffinal. I got the 3 Cs going again without doing any level 70s or the Time Rift 13. Okay, so now after that, those are my mainline SSRs that I've working on and built up. I'm currently working on the next set, which is the Zarita, the Yuria, the Ares, Gizerov, Sakura, Deedlit. They're all basically characters that I've just recently got. But I have I'm gonna prioritize those ones definitely, because I'm gonna be using them a little bit more. Need Zarita and to help boost up Omega if I'm playing a pair of assassins or something like that for various different like joint battles and that kind of stuff. I'll need Ares because right now I'm currently using Sumire as part of my AoE team, so if I switch over to Ares, then he can be a flyer, so that will help out a little bit there. Gizerov, of course, he's got the faction buff, so I'll need to make him more useful. And of course, Sakura will be my sort of backup in certain situations for doing AOE, that kind of stuff. But again, I don't really play you know Apex or anything like that for the arenas, so I don't really care about any other sort of diversity in some of the characters. So I'm not going to really worry about things like Weiler or Lolly Bozel or Jessica, things like that. No, not so that much interested in that. So it's a big deal. The basically all the various SRs now. Virtually all of them are up to 6 stars now, just because of the frequency that I've got them. Just a couple that I'm missing, but other than that, doing pretty much well and completed on those ones, as well as the rest of these, the R's and that kind of stuff. They're all been boosted up and whatnot. So it's just a matter of getting them ready to go. Okay, now I'm just gonna go through and go through the equipment that these people all have. Okay, so Layden, I've managed to get his Trial of Faith, and he's carrying the Overlord badge. Leon, I've decided to put the blue star on him, and nothing about he's still working on that. Got Rachel. I decided to put the Tenuous headdress on her, so yeah, for that, and speed boots for the extra range. Elwyn is currently carrying the Soul Guardian. Same with Landius. I give him the Swordsmith's medal for the extra boost. Jugler, I'm playing absolutely defensively, so that's why I've got a clothesline pull on him, and I've got the Jugler special gift for the boost up there. Listel has done pretty well, for both him with that. Again, speed boots on her just to get the extra boost for range. I have her on my AOE team. Sherry, I just managed to get the Ragnarok just recently, so she's now carrying Ragnarok as well as her special armor. Luna, I'm still, I just built her up recently too. Got the Jorns on him. Alt Mueller, put the Slayer's emblem on him. I haven't quite awakened him yet, but he will be done. Smira, I just awakened and basically using her on my AOE team. So he's been boosted up. Shaffinal, still working on her, but just almost finished to Shaffinal. She's got her awakened and everything already, so that's all right. Lana, still work in progress. Again, got her on the AOE team, so she's got the speed boots on as well. Leonhardt, now this is where I start getting, with the characters in development. Omega, I managed to get the bamboo hat from Kirikaze, so I got him on that. So I'm still working on building his up because I still need to bring up the shinobis and that kind of stuff. Bozel is at 5 stars, and but he's still up pretty high there. But I currently don't have a spot for him. Illustrial, I got the Erlers on her. Still need to build up and the speed boots. So once I get her awakened and everything else like that, get up to 6 stars. I think she'll do just fine. Liana, still at 5 stars. She's more or less like my key healer. She's done pretty well. Ren, Zarita, still up. Both in progress of building those characters up, so that I can get them up to at least 6 stars. Yulia, again, only just got her recently, so I'm still just toying with that, and most of the characters at this point now, right? So I'm just sort of distributing the weapons that I have excess from other characters and that kind of stuff, just sort of throwing them all together here, and just building them up as I go. As if I find better weapons and better suited weapons for these characters, I'll slowly shift them further and further down the list until until the weapons essentially fall off the edge on the other side. So yeah, again, Night Mystery is another one of those characters I recently picked up. Renata, again, same thing. I think I gave her all the leftover gear from one of Sherry's builds or whatever. Actually, Claret at one time actually had more weapons and did more damage, but use her for a certain event, on the thing. It works better if she does a little less damage. Okay, so I'm still working on the Ares. Tiaris is for the only 4 stars, so I got to build her up. Rosalia, I just got, so I'm working on her. I know I have to build up Guzerov because again has the faction buff for which may be very very important. So I gotta need to do stuff with that. Lambda, will be very very powerful, as well as Sigma, to get them up and again awaken them. Licorice or Lollybolzel, and of course young Jessica. Again, fairly new characters for me, so I'll have to get that. Sakura, I managed to finally get her, only just during the rerun of the Sakura Wars event, so lots of work to be done there. Ainz just came with that new crossover. Brenda, again, the new summon. Gerald and Leia just it ends up being one of those characters I'm not really sure what to do with. So, and same thing with Vrash. Only just got him just because of the the more recent event. So, and again, he's got a pair of spirit boots. I'm gonna have to move them off of him onto one of the characters as soon as I get them built up a little more. And so yeah, so still lots of characters with that are a work in progress here. And of course all the SRs, just anything that was left over from the SSRs that I no longer using or whatever, I throw them down onto the SRs here. More, if nothing else, like placeholders, I guess, until better weapons come along, and then basically when they come along, then I'll recycle them down, and then basically all the SR weapons just sort of fall off the edge, and then I basically use alchemy and change them back into something that I can use. Okay, but just that's just spreading the wealth, and as the equipment becomes more and more done, then I'll build more. I sort of got most of the weapons down already. Still working on armor and headgear right now, but and of course, whenever I get the items, I can get items. But for the most part, most people seem to have a fairly good weapon, and they just need to be boosted up, to higher levels, just to make sure everyone's got a level 50 thing. But again, that's something I will work on as I go and continue playing this game. I'll continue developing all these characters down on the lower end. Okay, so now I'm going to go over to the summon section and go basically through the different characters and heroes by gallery type, I guess you'd say. Okay, so we go to the first set of the mobile version, and so I'm only missing 2 characters, Akia and Amelia, so that's pretty good, yeah. Now of course I'm missing most of everybody from Mode 2. I only have just the one Knight of Mystery. Langrisser 1, I've got a complete set, so that's good. Just like I want. Langrisser 2, probably my favorite of the games. I've got everybody, so I'm good on that one. Langrisser 3, I've been actually finished all that, so yeah, I'm good on that one, so that's good. Langrisser 4, also with the addition of Wilder and that, so that's good. And Langrisser 5, the only one I'm missing is Rainforest in the back there, so yeah, hopefully the next somebody get that. I'll get those. RE, still working on that. There's lots of characters I'm missing there, but got a good start on it anyway, so I'll work on those the little guys on the end there. Okay, so let's go over to the crossover events. Now the Wataru banner, didn't really care about that. Same thing with the Overlord. Never even saw the anime, so I really don't care. Chisel Seal, both very good characters, Rian and Aaronrod. So definitely really OP. We should definitely get those one next time. Lotus Wars was important to me. Didn't get Ashram, but that's okay. I want the Adilit for sure, and so Puritas, that's for sure. Yu Yu Hakusho I did horrible in. Didn't get anybody from that, so Not that I really care. I mean, that wasn't important to me. Sakura Wars was important. I needed to get Sakura, and it ended up getting Samira, and so second time around, I definitely had to get Sakura, and I got her, so I'm happy about that. Um, and of course, the original Trails to Sky. I did fairly well the first time around. Second time, I needed to get Leonhardt, and then I got Leonhardt, so everything worked out. Okay, so now I'm going to look at the bonds for my characters. First of all, virtually all my characters are at intimacy 25, so everyone's got their things raised up. I've also, as you can see, I've completed the heart bonds for most of these characters already as well. So the internal, 35 points has been reached. So they've all been these characters all completed. And then of course, my goal is to at least finish and at least complete the center bond, even though I don't complete all the full things around the character. So everyone up to Gerald and Leia has now been done, and now I'm working on these characters right now, which at least they've been started. Even all the lower characters, I've even started them, and as I get the materials needed, I will progress them along according to importance, and then of course I'll complete all of them. I have 42 of my characters with the bonds completed, and of course I've got the new characters which I just got there, which is Brenda, Maya, and Shimaru. Those ones I just got, so they haven't been completed quite yet, so I'm still working on the 35 points for them. The advantage of having it done this way is that now all gift material is pretty much extraneous, because I've got like 1,000 gems that I can use to upgrade people as I get them. But pretty much everything I get for bonds basically goes to the trader that comes every week. What I go over is in the guild area here. Now I have, as you see, over 100,000 guild points, and each one of these things here, I've collected over 100 pieces for backstock. So basically, 100 of each of level 35, level 40, level 45, and each of the seeds, the flowers, and that kind of stuff all have over 100 pieces in back reserve, just in case. And I still have 100,000 still left over, so got a lot of things that I can work with. And to quickly show that yes, I have only completed out the time rift up to level 13, so I don't have access to any of the awakening materials. And even for level 12, I've only completed about half of level 12. And so the time rift, I don't get any resources that I need for awakening, but for most things, I haven't completed everything on that, including trying to get to the elite level. The elite level I've only done up to level 10. So again, a lot of the resources that I normally get, I don't get through time rift. Okay, and in terms of the story, where am I in the story? I said, ever since level 50, I really didn't do very much of the story at all, because I just wanted to build up the strength of my character. So I'm right now at the Demon City Gate, which is chapter 48 of the story, and I've pretty much stayed at chapter 40-ish or whatever since level 55, and I haven't bothered doing any of the story until all my characters are basically buffed up and got my 3 C's and stuff built on them. So one of the first things that I wanted to do and make sure I got at least established was I wanted to make sure I built a good AoE team to take care of the goblins. Okay, so I worked up and tried to get up to level 65, and then basically tried to make a team that would do the goblins in auto. Okay, so like and basically be able to complete and get rid of all the goblins level 65. And so while I was doing this, I used the typical AoE people that I've gotten, which is like Lana and Shaffinal, were the first or easy ones I got, and then of course Bozel added, and that worked pretty well. The new additions I added were of course Rachel and Lestel. finish up the batch. And then now that I've awakened Lana and Bozo so that they can carry the extra third AOE. That really helped out, and of course the 3C from Rachel really helped out. Okay, so for the trick I use, so for all you people want to know how I do it, is turn one, manually move the characters closer to the circle of goblins, and then turn two, turn on your auto, and then everything else works out pretty well. Okay, and so the second thing I wanted to make sure I had doing is basically I wanted to make sure I had my AOE team working so that it works in the arena. Now again, I don't do PvP or anything like that. I don't do Apex, but my dailies require me to do it. So I've basically set up a good quick AOE team. Now I made changes to my AOE team just recently, just with the addition of Rachel and Lestelle. But the newcomer that I put in now is put Sumire into the mix, and the reason why I can do this is now with the addition of an AOE tank, I can now first strike my opponents now. So basically now I have Lestelle that can that can hit and basically cause everyone to hit them with a mind board to get everyone with the healing damage. Sumire with her strike allows her to just move just enough hexes, and then basically use a Wyvern Dance, which is her AoE, and then whack them with that. Then I'll have two more AoEs left coming from Rachel and Lana. Now, due to this, different types of maps and that kind of stuff, most of the time they never make it in range to use their AoEs on at least first turn because they're not designed to be. But with Liana in the back there with the act again, I'm able to send at least one of them forward. Rachel can then go ahead and move up and use Arcane Blast or use her 3C. And so basically, after smacking the opponent with basically 3 AoEs, and putting on the wounding, then it makes it pretty tough for them to do stuff in turn 2. And then basically when it comes my turn for turn 2, then Lestelle can now finish the blow by basically going in there. She has her Blood Dance available to her so that again to re-inflict more wounding. And then Lana and Rachel now should be in range for them to do their extra attack, as well as have Sumire available to basically tank all the damage that comes from all the attacks. Again, she's already done her her AOE, so it doesn't matter if I lose her. So it's a pretty good way to go for that. Alright, so what you want to do is go down below, click like, click subscribe, and of course don't forget to hit that notification bell because that's how YouTube tells you when I put new videos out. So hopefully you'll do that, right? So until next time, see you again.